Technical University. He is the coordinator, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program. He has also been the coordinator, Uttar Pradesh State Entrance Examination, UPC. He was also Dean, the UG and Entrepreneurship. He has done his PhD and MTech from IIT Delhi. His academic contributions include Program and Director Coordinator, UP Innovation and Incubation Project, State Project Administration, State Project Implementation Unit, World Bank Supported Technical Education Quality Improvement Program in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Coordinator TEQP 3, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. He has received many awards, including Patron of CSI Ghaziabad Chapter, CSI 2020 Annual Convention, Award of Appreciation by Center of Continuing Education, IIT Kanpur, Certificate of Appreciation by NPTEL IIT Kanpur, Certificate of Appreciation by National Project Implementation Unit, a unit of MHRD Government of India for implementing of a World Bank Assistant Project in Technical Education. Honored by Dr. Mahesh Sharma, MOS, Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Government of India for valuable contribution in the field of education and social service by Rashtriya Sakshit Mahasangh, UP. Award of Recognition, Development Department of Computer Engineering, College of Technology, University Merit Scholarship and Bronze Medal at GPU and AT Patnagar. He is the Member Secretary Steering Committee for Implementing New Education Policy 2020 in the state of Uttar Pradesh in Technical Education. Member MOOCs Coordination Committee for getting prepared the digital content for the courses offered by the university. Chairperson Standing Committee for reviewing proposal for academic autonomy from private affiliating institution in accordance to provision given in the university regulation. Now I request and invite Professor Vineet Kansal sir for his address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pooja ji. Thank you very much for such detailed, introduction. Thank you, Dr. Sunil ji, for inviting me. And thank you, RPG, and all the faculty colleagues who have been there from I.T.S. and other faculty colleagues and dear students who have joined it. First of all, I extend my gratitude and my regards to Professor Pant, Professor Jagdish Kumar ji, and Professor K.K. Agarwal ji, who have been, in this session and who spoke on this matter quite academically and deliberately from the different dimensions with their experiences. So I think talking after them would be, showing a, lamp to a sun. But whatsoever the few points which I did like in National Education Policy 2020, I would like to share with all of you, which are seeing as an implementation front. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we have seen this document, this is, a small document, less than 100-page document, which is talking of different dimensions of academia, from keeping in mind the four stakeholders. And primarily, these stakeholders are the students, the teachers, academic institutions, and the society, from where the students or the faculty members are coming and where we are going to serve them back. So these are the four, stakeholders. Having said this, the focus of this national education policy is the students. So the students are the central point for this national education policy. Since post-independence in 1947, there are 3 times we have the national education policy, but more or less we have been following a Lord Macaulay educational system, which is and what we are doing is we are following and feeling pride in saying that we are studying in English mediums and we speak in English. We cannot understand and we do not understand Hindi tables and Hindi numbers, Hindi alphabets. So the better we show the difficulty, better we are. That is the kind of concept, that is the kind of sense of pride which we are feeling, all of us, whether it is to us, whether it is to our children. So that is what we have been groomed to. So, and all research, tell us and shows us, learning in our own language, in our own, mother tongue is always, better grasping, better reproduction of the knowledge, and better contribution, faster contribution, quality contribution, which we have actually somehow consciously ignored and failed to accept and to appreciate. So now, first of all, the first thing which we are, looking at in this national education policy is, significant amount of emphasis on regional language. We must not understand or must not misunderstood by the fact it is, imposition of any language, maybe Hindi or any other language. So it is a cluster of languages which we are talking about. So if you are in the eastern part of the country and you are in Maharashtra or you are in Gujarat, so you talk about Gujarati or you talk about Marathi. And if you are in Assam, you talk about Assamese. And if you are in Tamil Nadu, you talk about Tamil, and so on and so forth. So we are talking about the promotion of regional language, which we call it the mother tongue, in which we have been groomed to. We spent most of our time in the family. A kid is going to spend it. So the education till 5th would be mandatorily in this regional language or mother tongue. But over and above, this flexibility would be there in order to have the multilingual paper, in order to respond back to the answers into the questions. So that kind of flexibility and freedom would be there. Having said this, we have seen it, the steps are already being taken in terms of implementation of it. Our university, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam University, is a nodal center for Hindi, because we are in northern India and we are talking about the Hindi Bhashi Pradesh. So even curriculum of engineering education and diploma education related allied areas are being converted into, in different regional languages. So we have, requested our faculty members, the people who are into industry, to write either the fresh books into the first year BTech first semester curriculum, or to convert the existing curriculum or the existing books into the Hindi contents. So that is one initiative which is, in order to support. It does not mean we are going to teach and read and to do it, only in Hindi, or to, for that matter, only in Telugu or in Kannada. It is just support media. So in order to understand better, in order to, grasp faster. So this support mechanism would be in place in order to do it. But having said this, the different mechanism in order to strengthen this concept is being taken up. That is number one. So support to mother tongue, support to the regional languages is one of the issues. Second important aspect is the academic credit bank. And I'm sure most of the people who are attending this workshop have gone to the academic credit bank, concept note, which is already available online. Which has been given a draft note from UGC, and then a lot of deliberations have been done. So it is talking about every student would be having a like a bank account, like a demat account. The student would be having an academic credit bank account. Now, if once the student is taking admission in one of the institute, let's say is going to take an admission in I.T.S. Mohan Nagar, so that would be a parent institute. Now, from parent institute, the student would be doing 50% to 70% of the courses, and rest 30 to 50% courses would be done from anywhere, from any institute, which are the part of that cluster. And what is the rider is, the institutions which are A grade institution would be the part of this academic cluster, academic credit bank. So faculty content would be there, the course would be there, and he or she would be taking up the course. So he or she would be, taking those courses while doing these courses online, vis-a-vis, offline, while attending and the lab sessions and the classes sessions, theory sessions into the classes. Class would be there, whereby the class of 60 students would be given 20% additional intake. So maximum student would be 72. 12 student from anywhere in any part of the country would be there to enroll that course, and the course would not be oversubscribed or undersubscribed. That is the kind of situation we need to talk of. So once the student is going to earn certain credit, and that credit would be coming to the academic credit bank of or academic credit account of that student. The student would be having a choice to redeem, to accumulate, and then to redeem or to convert or to transfer inter-institute or intra-institute, for the purpose of getting certificate, diploma, degree, etc., etc. And on the top of it, 40 credit are being thought of as yearly credit. So, and that should be an outcome centric. You do a 40 credit and there is no outcome of it, would not be allowed. So everything is talking about, giving a lot of freedom, a lot of thought process in terms of outcome based education, whether a particular skill you're going to learn out of these 40 credits in 1 year. And then if you go for additional 40 credit, then you want some more, edge over the existing body of knowledge which you have it, the skill which you have it. So that is the kind of concept which is being developed, and then you are talking about the bachelor degree of 4 years rather than 3 years. So 3 year would be a pre-bachelor degree of 120 credit, and then 160 to be counted as a bachelor degree, and then 160 plus 40 would be a pre-master, and then additional 40 would be a master's degree, and so on till PhD. And this linking this entire educational system with national skill qualification framework, NSQF, whereby you are integrating from 8th and so on. So you are talking about skill education, you are talking about vocational education from the early educational system, and internship, project-based learning, flipped classroom are the reality which is going to take place. Now, baby steps are being taken and a lot of things are already in place. Let's say we have been talking about the MOOCs courses, and the MOOCs courses credit transfer is a reality. By the as a matter of fact, we have a corona pandemic, and that has further, has given a challenge and an opportunity to understand and to learn, online, most of the things for online. So it is not the way to do it as a primary factor, but it is a supportive lifeline in order to complete the matter. So it has given a new normal, but having said this, a lot of things would be there online. So that kind of academic credit bank would be there, and this would be a edge. Now the student has got a digital locker where the mark sheet or degrees are coming. Our university is already giving from last 2-3 years, the mark sheet and degrees are coming to the digital locker. Similarly, there will be academic credit bank. Then you're talking about the assessment, and the assessment of all three stakeholders primarily, because I said initially the 4 stakeholders, but 3 are the focal pillar of this academic setup, where the teachers, the students, and the institutions. So they would be assessed, and there will be a 360-degree assessment of all 3 stakeholders, what the student has learned, and that would decide the quality of teaching he or she has gone through. And similarly for the teachers, the way, the kind of change into the pedagogy system, the kind of digital transformation, digital revolution that teacher has adopted over the period of time, from year 1 to year 10 to so on and so forth, from the different cadre of, assistant professor to associate professor to professor higher scale, and then so on and so forth. So what are the contribution that would be? And then similarly for the institutions, what kind of institution they are. We are already having, an IRF in place. We have NAC accreditation, we have NB accreditation for the courses, and that total sum up would be talking about. So there will be a national assessment center on the tune of, we have a national testing agency in the country, so we would be having a national assessment center. And this National Assessment Center would be talking about the assessment of teachers, assessment of students, and assessment of the institutions. It will be holistic assessment in terms of, 360-degree assessment. I talked about a lot of flexibility as we have, academic credit bank in place. We have multilingual concept in place. So there will be a lot of flexibility in terms of the students. Now, multi-entry, multi-exit, because you earn certain credit and that would be in your academic credit bank. So that would be a validity as per the initial draft for 7 years. So after 7 years, that would expire. The credit which you have earned, that would expire. So you have a flexibility in terms of, because of any, family front, because of financial issues, or because of some, constraint at home. Some students do leave their education in 3rd year of their graduation, in fourth year of their graduation, and the entire degree, after 7 year passes, 5 year passes, they do not complete it. Now, having said this, they can accumulate credit, they can do many things online or offline mode, and they can complete their degree anytime in their life. When I said 7 year, is the 7 year the accumulation for the period of that degree, the credit which you have earned. But that credit would be, you can earn more credit, you can have other credits. So that concept would be ongoing process, and this would give you a flexibility to complete your degree and to earn your degree, rather than you think of how do I complete, for again go to the college and complete 2 years and 3 years and then come to the 4 years. So it gives you a lot of embarrassment, and because of the time paucity, it also is not flexible. Another important dimension, a teacher. I think Professor Pant was also talking just before me. Teacher is being seen as a mentor. So teacher role would be a mentor. A lot of content is already digitally available, and it would be more. It would be quality content which would be available. Students would be are already seeing even the smaller concept on YouTube or otherwise. And this concept is not going to die and not going to fade it. But what is the role of teacher? Teacher is going to handhold them, going to take it. This is the right content, you need to see it. And this is the content which we need to deliberate, we need to discuss into the classroom. So classrooms and the labs would be merged as far as possible. A lot of practicals would be done in a simulated environment. Virtual lab as a reality as of now. We have implemented virtual lab in our curriculum of university, and this would be more in the time to come. But again, it does not mean we are going to replace our chemistry lab, mechanical lab, thermal lab, etc., etc. It's only going to complement the understanding. It is not we are going to take the student out of the lab of the physical world and to tell them virtually. No, it is not that. Then technological intervention. Technology intervention would be more in whether in terms of assessment, the question banks, evaluation, digitizations, giving them the transparency and the speed. So technology intervention would be more in terms of the day-to-day assessment. We, as a country of 135 billion people, so we have already talking about 9 cutting-edge area which has been given us. We are talking about those technological areas and themes which we need to talk about. So that we need to see from the point of view, these are, you talk about blockchain, you talk about artificial intelligence, you talk about quantum computing, you talk about cloud computing, you talk about IoT, etc. So these are not for computer people, computer engineer, computer scientists. It is not for them, it is for everybody. Everybody has to, has an application, everybody has to contribute into that area. It is not in a copyright or exclusively to work by the computer science students or computer science people or the working practitioner or the professors who to work into this. So it is everybody's area, and everybody has to contribute. Everybody has to learn from that. So it has been, and similarly we have taken, I'm sure the Professor Pant has talked about it. He has been the mentor for this initiative, and we in the university has taken 2 courses, emerging technology and artificial intelligence, for all engineering branch to take it up. So, and a lot of people majorly from the industry has contributed to create those videos. So it's a step to start with, to explore something new and to expose our students. There will be a lot of demerits, or there will be a lot of things which we need to overcome in the time to come. We have our own LMS to shoot it, so we need to strengthen that also. So in order to do it, we need to start faster. We need to learn from the mistakes. We need to strengthen those areas. MOOCs, as I said, we have already 20% credits to transfer it. There'll be more things which will be coming up, and this will further go up. Research is another area which would be another focal area, and this would further grow in terms of research-centric things. So once you go for master's degree or you go for PhD degree, and then you talk about research, and you do not talk about in graduation, it will not be applicable. So you have certain content, certain courses, certain things which would be coming up into the domain of graduation degree, whereby you do research methodology and other courses, basic ethical practice of research, and how do you do your field survey, how do you do you write a basic survey papers. Those things should be learned at the graduate level, so that you strengthen and you do more meaningful contribution. And how do you do patents, and how do you file, create a model prototype, and all those things needs to be seen. So I think in summary, these are the quick points which I would like to share with all of you. And I think that is what from my side. Thank you very much. And we can take the questions and we can have a more detailed session. So this is quickly what is coming up, I wanted to share. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to join you. And if one or two quick questions, please let me know so that I can answer. Pooja ji, Swin ji, anyone, if you want to take it from the audience. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Vice Chairman, sir, Sri R.P. Chadha sir is also here. In fact, sir wanted to say a few words.
Thanks a lot, Vineet ji, for sparing out time. So I was speaking far before you hadn't joined. Then I just wanted to re-say what I had said, that we've been blessed, we've been growing as an institution, and you've been really helpful for the institution, be it anywhere, any help required academically, and your guidance has really helped us. And I'm thankful to you for joining in today and enlightening all of us with your thoughts. And we could not think of a person better than you and other guests who have joined today to talk about this education policy. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your word with us. And we should appreciate and welcome the NEP 2020 policy, which is outcome-based and also emphasizing on regional languages and mother tongue, which is definitely going to be helpful to the learners in grasping the concepts. Academic Credit Bank is also going to be